Boom. Hey guys, it's Jake. Just here letting you know that I just saw Black Mass, and it was fucking phenomenal. I say fucking because they say fucking all the time in the movie, so I have the right. It's kind of, it is 2:09 in the morning. I saw a midnight showing, so forgive me if I seem a bit tired or a bit rambly, but I'm just gonna let this roll off the top of my head. I really love this movie. It sucks that you can't talk about it too much without getting into scenes that you kind of need to see in order to actually get the full experience of the movie. But just know that God, fucking, this movie is just awesome. It's so good. There's so many intimidating people in this movie that it's Johnny Depp stares into your soul. He will there are people in this movie that have played bad guys in other movies, like Joel Edgerton and one of the other FBI guys, and they're not as intimidating as Johnny Depp is. I mean, there's this scene that I even counted. They shared Johnny Depp and this other guy. If you've seen the trailer, you've already seen the scene, but I don't recommend seeing the trailer because the scene is even better if you haven't seen it. There's a scene where Johnny Depp and the other FBI agent are just having a fucking stare down, and Johnny Depp's telling him like about the family secret. Like he asks him about his family secret of a steak that they made because they marinated it so well. And he keeps going no, it's a family secret. You don't need to know it. Blah 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 blah. And then Depp talks him down, and he says it's ground garlic with a little bit of soy. And then there's this 5-second pause, and he goes, I thought it was a family secret. And just by then, for the next 2 minutes, he goes on this monologue diatribe that fucking puts the fear of a Boston God in your soul. And and then they have a stare down for I counted 10 seconds, and then he just starts bursting out laughing because he's that friggin' badass in this movie. The casting was excellent. Dude, I can't remember who did the name of this person who specifically cast in this movie, but very good job. Very little CGI effects. When there were CGI effects, though, it was a little noticeable. At the very end, there are two FBI agents that are supposed to be out in the cold arresting Joel Edgerton's character, and when they talk, breath, you can see their breath because it's implied that it's cold, but it's kind of obvious that it was just that it's on screen, computer generated effects. But you gotta do what you gotta do. What else can I tell you about this movie? That's fucking awesome. Everything, duh. No, every gripe that I could have with the movie is so technical and so based on a personal and film aspect that some of it's really not even worth mentioning, which ironically I'm going to mention. There's a couple scenes where objects are in the background, but then when they cut to the next scene, the object's not in the background anymore because they have to use that space. Like the scene when Depp's character is just shooting the hell out of this car that has a cokehead in it, and they're driving backwards, and he keeps shooting, and it shows him driving backwards for a while, but then when it cuts to behind the headshot of Depp, there's cars in front of him. So I was like, well, where'd the car come from? It's really, really small stuff like that, and it's just ambiance stuff to where you don't really need to worry about it. It's simply in the background, and it's not going to ruin your experience at all. Yeah, I would definitely say that this is a must-see in theaters. try to go in as fresh as possible. Because the main trailer that they have is a very good trailer, but it does kind of give away one of the best scenes in the movie. So yeah. God. Benedict Cumberbatch plays a Boston guy. That was kind of funny. Every time I hear him now, I just hear Smaug. So that's kind of awesome. A dragon's in this movie. That's awesome. What else can I tell you that won't deter from the movie? Probably can. Good makeup effects. Very good makeup effects. When people are getting bodied and fucking bloodied, they're getting bodied and fucking bloodied. Like, they are getting the shit kicked out of them. And they do a phenomenal job of portraying that. I can't remember it. I can never remember his name. But, God damn it. The guy from, the bad guy from Ant-Man is in this as one of the prosecutors later on in the movie, and he does an excellent job. You know, he's got one of those faces that, like, you know you've seen him in a movie before, but you just haven't taken the time to look up his name or look up his filmography. So yeah, camera's telling me I don't have that much long. So, Black Mass. What are you doing watching this? See it in the theater. Go now. It deserves your money. Go. What are you doing? I'll figure out how to end one of these once in a while. I know I will.